No,
I'm talking about football for MCM. 122,000. Up from 110 last year.
Oh, shit. No laughing.
I'll close the door.
So
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to the new Look Bright Digital podcast. As you can see, there is things to see now. We have some banners, some anime figures.
nice.
All around a cozy experience.
And hot. And a very hot experience.
We can just hear Holly laughing from the other side of the wall, possibly at us.
Possibly at us. No, that's
I
definitely
don't
directed
know.
towards us.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling?
Good. Tired.
We haven't done a podcast in a while.
No. We've been
What have you been up to?
preparing for MCM, which is good.
Oh, yes.
So I guess we should probably talk about MCM.
A moving office as well.
I'm moving on, so we're in the
Which is
new
why.
office.
Yeah, MCM.
So yeah.
Out of 10.
Uh,
We were all at
9.
MCM.
I'm going to give it a 9. I
that
had a
was
lot
good.
of fun.
I had a lot of fun. I think
Better
it
than
was.
October.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
better that it was all in one hall. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, it was actually. I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh, I'm not sure will it even fit properly in there, but
But yeah,
going
extended.
in.
It's a bit of a pain if somebody goes, oh yeah, the thing that you want is
It
right
was
the way down the other end.
huge.
Yeah, it was. It took like half an hour to walk from one side to the other when it was really.
But in
it was really
October, I barely touched the South Hall at all. I was like,
No, I didn't.
I'm just going north.
Just the main hall. So it's nice to have everything in together. Makes you feel a bit
yeah,
more.
it made it feel like I could walk around.
Yeah.
more
It was
easily.
good. It was nice to see everybody. Always good to say hello to everybody that comes to stand. We had more games this year, so that's good. Steins Gate, of course. Very popular. So I got
Yes.
t-shirts. So
Yeah,
thanks
it's
very
really
much anybody
great
that bought a t-shirt. Thanks, because they've all sold up.
apart from the female side.
Yeah, apart from female.
Even at half off.
We should have done a Tutoroo t-shirt for girls.
We're going to kill it.
There's always next time.
Maybe. Holly!
Maybe.
Holly! Make a Tutoroo t-shirt!
A chibi one!
Chibi Tutoroo t-shirt.
Yeah, you got to go with the cheap.
Okay!
Got a small cage on the other side of the office.
We don't let her out.
I want
We
a
don't.
I want cheap.
Will work from
I
Mango
must
Edition.
design, don't beat me.
Yeah, it was pretty busy as well. I didn't get like tons of time to look around, but I did look at some places. Some pretty cool stuff
Cool.
there.
I bought some things once. I actually managed to buy something.
What did you purchase?
I bought, well, nothing really sort of Japanese. I bought some little Attack on Titan figures, or a little line that was sitting on a roof. That's quite sweet. And I bought a Attack on Titan poster to frame, a Zelda poster to frame, and I also bought the little bobble-headed X-Men. So I got Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Iron Man
The kids.
for the kids.
So which X-Men did you get?
Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Hulk.
Did you say something about a Gambit visual novel or something?
I wanted to get a Gambit visual novel, but they didn't have any. I went to the Marvel area and
Oh, okay.
they didn't have.
No.
Gambit's my favourite, you see, so I went to go
His
see what
cards.
Gambit stuff. Yeah, exactly.
He's all like Monami.
Explodo hands. Yeah, so but
Probably
they
one
didn't
of the
have
most anime X-Men.
They had X-Men versus the Avengers, which had Gambit in it, but I wanted a standalone.
Have you ever
Gambit
seen any
story.
of the sort of anime Marvel that they've done?
No, I watched. The reason I like
There
Gambit
was a
is 'cause
pretty
there's
popular
no...
manga, Spider-Man. And,
Oh, is there?
yeah, Spider-Man's very popular in Japan. There's quite a lot. Well, there's
haven't seen the
obviously
videos.
there's that
Spider-Man?
really old.
And
Yeah,
he does?
he goes like
The-
dun 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 dun.
I don't know that.
Dun,
I don't know
dun,
that.
dun, dun.
On both sides of it, then he saves the day.
Yeah, it's
I've
really
not
good.
seen it.
There's quite a lot of sort of crossover, like
Brilliant.
fan art and stuff of like Spider-Man and Kamen Rider and
Oh, okay.
all those kind of things.
Yeah.
If you look at them visually, they do have quite a similar design.
I suppose,
mean, they've got, like,
the mask with the eye. Yeah, I suppose I can see why.
yeah,
But no, I've not seen them.
yeah, they came out with quite a lot, like a Wolverine anime.
Because I don't really read very much Western comic stuff anymore. Not
No.
really. I used to do. I used quite a lot, like Watchmen and Hell and stuff like that. But
It's quite different to manga, isn't it?
yeah, I think
Just the way it's like structured.
It's always a little bit
the
more.
way it's produced and the way it's
stuff as well.
structured.
A little bit kind of browner, and whereas anime and manga tends to be a little bit more. Unless it's like super gory, or whatever, it tends to be a little bit more light-hearted.
Well, the main thing for me, I think, is there's a tendency in Western comics to just keep going forever and to never change anything.
But what about like One Piece and Naruto?
Well, Naruto does change, though. I mean, they had the time skip, didn't they? And now they've ended it. I know it's a long one, but it's not like Spider-Man, which has been going since the 60s. And literally
keep going once you're gone.
just will never die, yeah.
There's something to be said, I think, for a narrative that can.
It does, yeah. I sometimes when I look for new manga now, I do always look for stuff that's classed as being complete.
Yeah.
If it's like something that's like totally new.
Will you be giving Naruto a try?
No, I don't. I know. I mean, obviously, I've read some, but it's. I think I've gone past the point where I can just sit there and gorge myself on like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. I don't think I will. I won't ever go back to the beginning again and then do the whole lot. I don't think.
I just started reading One Piece.
Have you?
I got the old 3-in-1, giving it a bit of a go. Because I read back when I used to subscribe to Shonen Jump. I read quite a bit. Wow, not probably 10 to 12. Like I subscribed to it for a while. So quite a few chapters of One Piece just randomly in the middle.
Yeah.
So I always kind of wanted to check out how it was
From the beginning.
It's alright.
A friend of mine once said to me, "You really have to read One Piece.
You really have to just get into
but
One
just bear in mind that you have to get past the first 100 chapters before it starts getting good." It's been like, so you're recommending this to me,
It's a bit fun,
but saying, but on the proviso that you have to read like loads of it before it starts to get good. So I was a little bit like, you know what?
Chapters
I mean,
are
I don't know.
after 100 chapters you've got,
I
how much
think
have you got
there's
to
over
enjoy?
700 now.
Okay, so it's just a small fragment that you have to suffer before you enjoy it.
I mean, I don't know whether.
No, manga chapters are pretty short.
Yeah,
Saint Seiya is only about 100 chapters. The first Saint Seiya, of course. And then there's Saint Seiya Next Dimension. Saint Seiya G. Saint Seiya Omega. Actually, I think that one is just an anime.
So there we go. Okay.
So that's what you bought at MCM.
So yes, I bought some stuff. Usually I work for the whole time, and I guess a Sunday.
Yeah, you can get some pretty good deals
there.
there.
Buy some stuff, and then
if you nose around and wait for people to do their deals.
It does tend to be really expensive though, and like usually whenever I do have a chance to do some shopping there, which isn't really that often anymore.
No.
It's the old get Amazon out while you're walking around and comparing, and usually Amazon's cheaper.
Yeah, well, it's stuff like the Viz, like 5 manga volumes for £20, which is quite reasonable.
Yeah, that was alright. That was alright actually. Anything important?
It was actually our colleague in the other room has taken a picture of us,
right,
and then put post-it notes on the monitor.
Okay.
Kind of.
She's just giggling. She's just giggling. It's like
giving us captions, I suppose. You're going Danganronpa. I don't know what I'm saying.
Like a bit
I is so small, I think.
Let's
and I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so this is a Holly. This is a Holly V. This is what she's doing. When she should be making Steins Gate t-shirts.
Yeah, she's on the top right now.
Do you want to come on the podcast? Can. Far too busy.
I'm far too busy. But she's actually Danganronpa. I is so small and
I think
sexy.
Furthest away from the camera.
Sexy. I don't know what it is.
Dear.
Oh dear. So there we go. So that's what Holly's doing. Good to know you're busy.
You're fired.
Speaking of Danganronpa,
yeah,
I did play a little bit of Danganronpa, another episode.
How was it?
How
was it?
Pretty. It was not that great.
Oh no!
It just seemed kind of boring. I didn't get too into it. I was just kind of running around, but
that's a bit of a worry.
Right now. It just seemed like
it looks more gaming. Would that be fair to say? There's more game.
Well, it is. It is an action.
There's more dang than
It's an
romper?
action. Yeah, it's a little bit more dang than romper. In fact, I'm not sure there's even any romper in it.
And you're a man who enjoys
show
it.
Show me the romper.
Show me the romper, Lisa. That's disappointing to know that you didn't enjoy it quite as much.
They had Rodia there. I didn't get a chance to play it, but some of the people I spoke to that had says that Rodia is actually a lot of fun.
It's Yuji Naka, isn't it? And he knows his onions when it comes to like a colourful 3D.
Just looks a bit like Knights, doesn't it? Which I kind
does it smell a bit of Billy Hatcher? Air Billy Hatcher and the Flying Egg? Is that what it is?
Billy Hatchet and the giant egg. No
Flying
eggs
egg.
flying.
No,
Around.
I know that, but I was making an air-based joke
Every time.
based on his
I still
previous
think that
work.
game is great, magnificent,
Apart from
better than most Sonic games.
Good lord, that's quite the claim come from you. Well, to be fair, it
That's
doesn't
a
take
pretty
much to
excellent-
beat most Sonic games at the moment.
Pretty excellent multiplayer as well. Pretty tactical.
Are we
egg
talking
Hang on.
Rodea? Or are we talking Billy Hatchet?
Billy Hatchet.
Billy Hatchet.
Rodea is
So
not
tell me about
bad.
Rodea. Could you tell me about that? Why is it got the good feels about it?
Why is this meant to be like really
Good
to control?
Okay. It's a flying platformer, is that right? Flying armor.
Did you get to have a go on it?
No.
Or did you do that creepy stand behind someone as they're watching? Just go,
Yeah, it looked really good.
don't mind me, I'm just going to stand behind you.
Yeah, I probably would have had it go on it. So it was
Put,
alright.
put
I
your
was-
arms around them gently in a little warm embrace.
Like-
Just
like ghosts.
nestle your chin on their
I did
on
the
their
same
shoulder and
thing.
just whisper.
I did the same with the Koei Tecmo booth.
Tell me how good it
Samurai
feels.
Warriors 4 2 just stood behind a guy and went,
How is Samurai Warriors 4-2 looking? Because that was just announced just before MCM, and then it was like, oh, there's going to be a demo at MCM.
I'm looking forward to it. It looks next gen.
So is this
For
the
a
first time a
Warriors game?
Samurai Warriors has done this?
I think so.
So
I
it's
jumped
sort
on the
of-
Samurai Warriors train with Samurai Warriors 4 though. So
Oh, okay.
relatively newcomer.
So it's kind of like, was it kind of like Empires is to Dynasty Warriors? Or this one, I think I read the press release saying it's going to be quite character focused.
Yes.
So it's mainly
I only
so
stood
each
behind a guy
character
and
I think
watched
has like a campaign. They're bringing in some old characters into the fold. There's a new one. Sounds a bit like what they do for Empires and what's the other version? Extreme.
Extreme Legends.
It sounds a bit more like Extreme Legends, perhaps, but I'm not really a Warriors
Extreme
fan,
Legends
so-
more of a sort of like an addition to it. It doesn't take a different approach.
Okay.
It adds on the original release. So I prefer an Empires version because I had a lot of fun with Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. A lot of
Yes.
customization in it. I think that's what they're adding in customization, but create your own
Oh yeah,
samurai,
Yeah, so
which might be incredibly exciting.
there's also Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3 coming in. You know much about the Chronicles series?
Okay.
I've never. I just kind of saw it and I was like, oh, that's just some kind of watered down 3DS version. But this time it's coming to Vita as well.
Exciting.
They got some nice stuff coming out. They're bringing one of the newer Nobunga's ambitions.
Oh
like
yeah.
a sphere of influence. I'm so rubbish at this kind of strategy games, so I'm not sure I'll be picking it up.
Yeah, it's not my speciality, unfortunately.
And is it them that's doing Arno Surge Plus?
Yes.
Someone's doing an Arno Surge
Yes,
Plus
for Vita, which is a better format for it. Because I don't think Honor Surge did that well, like sales wise. But I think anything that's out on PS3 is always going to be a bit. It's going to struggle a bit, I think. But so I think hopefully it's because it's a great game because we did a stream of it however long ago, ages ago now.
Before my time.
Yeah, it was like artwork was really nice. I quite like that system, and I think it deserves. I think being on Vita might give it that.
Yeah, you got the Vita for these JRPGs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hearing rumblings about something Vita based. I'm guessing something to do with E3, but I don't know whether or not it's good or bad.
Is this
I've heard some people talking about
the new
possibly. Well, I don't
I've
know.
heard two things about it. I've heard one was it's a legacy console or something like that, and the other was the 3000 with the HDMI.
So somebody told me that Sony were going to be abandoning it was what they told me, but I don't know whether or not that means they're abandoning.
I
the
have
version
seen
and
some
they're gonna be
negative
releasing
talk
another
about
one.
the Vita lately.
There has been a lot of negative talk.
Some
about
people
Vita.
saying like, "Oh, I'm just trading it in."
But on the other hand, there's been a lot of positive around it because
I
there are
think
certain games that are doing really, really well on that system. So for me, it's a system that's really come into its own at the moment.
I think when it comes to Japanese games, especially,
I think you have to have a Vita because it's the best.
Yeah.
It is the best platform for that kind of content.
because think about it, without the Vita, how would I play? I wouldn't be playing Persona, wouldn't be playing Hyperdimension, probably wouldn't be
Totally
playing
supposed to
Hatsune
play
Miku,
Totally on PS4, but
Steins Gate,
yeah,
Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff's on
Danganronpa.
PS3, but it's not stuff you want to
no,
play.
you don't want to. You have to play it on. We don't have to play it on Vita, but it's better to do it. On
But I suppose if you look outwards at stuff that isn't Japanese games, there's not really as much. It's mostly the non-Japanese side of things. It's mostly indie games or like an Uncharted Golden Abyss, which is like not a great Uncharted game.
So yeah, I think it's. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but there is talk of some Vita related stuff going on. But we don't know whether or not it's a positive or negative thing at the moment. I'm guessing it must be something E3 based.
Yeah.
I think sales of games on Vita are pretty strong. So I don't think people are making money from Vita for sure. There's no doubt about that. And if publishers are making money from it, then Sony must be making money because they take a cut of every sale. So
I'm not sure how it does in Japan compared to 3DS.
I think Vita's pretty strong. Compared to 3DS, no, but as a system, it does well there. I think because the good thing about it is the development costs are quite low. So traditionally, if you were developing on PS3 and you have to jump up to PS4, it's quite a significant step up.
I wasn't sold on the original PlayStation Portable PSP at all when that came out.
No, but it did have Phantasy Star 2, Monster Hunter. But I think it was a bit. I wasn't really a big fan of the unit. I liked the PSP Go; it was a really nice machine. But download only, obviously. But it was quite a nice machine.
But the back compatibility on Vita is pretty strong.
Brilliant, because you can plunder the PSP's back catalogue, and there's some
They've
great
got quite a
RPGs
lot,
on that. Anyway, if you just only lived on PSP content, that would last you forever. Like Trails in the Sky and
Ape Escape.
Persona Ape Escape,
Dexter.
X7. There's loads, and then of course you can go back to the PS1 classics like
they're doing sales of them all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think they've got a sale on at the moment with Persona 2, Persona 3, Trails in the Sky.
Yeah, like most of the PlayStation 1 classics are like £3 or £4.
Jack and Daxter.
And then you've got all the
Frontiers
stuff
on
like
the
the arcade compilations, like Neo Geo stuff and Capcom stuff and Sega.
Yeah,
stuff,
I recently picked up Power Stone Collection.
Yeah. How was that?
It's good.
Was it?
It's Power Stone. I enjoy Power Stone.
You picked something else kind of obscure up, didn't you, the other day?
I also bought the first Guilty Gear.
Oh yes, yeah. So
Not played it yet.
it's broken. That's some broken fight. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see that game, and I've got a lot of love for it, obviously, because because Dark System works. But it's amazing. The amazing thing about that is the story behind it about Daisuke Ishibatari, because he pretty much made it all on his own, and that's the incredible thing about it. Like he went to his boss and said, "I've got this idea for a rock-based fighting game." His boss was really busy and just said, yeah, whatever, just go and do whatever you want. And then off he went and he basically made it. And obviously now it's one of Arc System Works' like main series. But yeah, the amount of effort that went into making that game from one guy is just the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, did you see much about the new Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator?
Yes, Revelator. So
it's an update of Sign.
So it's an update of Xrd. Yeah. Which is great. Xrd is a phenomenally good-looking game. So
kind of the same kind of update as the Extend versions. It's not 2 new characters. They're adding in a new control scheme, which kind of simplifies it, I think.
Oh, it's going to be the same as the Blaze.
Yeah, it won't be valid in like tournament play, but it could be a good way of getting people into it. Good access point. A lot of newer fighters are introducing that kind of thing.
Blaze did the same thing. I can have the same thing, where you can just like tap like buttons and mash one button and a combo will come out. Same as Persona 4 had a similar system.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, you wouldn't. It's hard to take seriously. I think if you're like 7 years old and you want to have access to that kind of game, then it's okay. But otherwise, nobody in their right mind would turn that on.
Yeah, Sign is just coming to PSN soon in the EU.
So it looks like it's download only, doesn't it? Which is and out of nowhere, it's just like, oh yeah.
It's a bit weird. They did this before with.
They did it with Accent Core Plus, and they did it with Chrono Phantasma as well.
Okay. So, they did this thing with Love Max, Arcana Heart 3 Love Max, where before the game was out in the EU, they'd already announced like 6 stars.
Yes, yeah.
So now they've announced Revelator before Sign is even out. Like, who's going to buy it? What's the point?
So that's kind of weird, but I think it's good that it's here. I think it's important that the game's supported.
A lot of people asking us about it.
It's an amazing looking game
at MCM. A lot of people are like, have you got the US? Because we imported it when it first came out for our online store. Lots of people were coming and asking if we had any.
Maybe should have imported some more. Mental note. Import more Guilty Gears.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's
one of our the first times we've done like a major import like that.
Yeah,
it's interesting to look at.
But it's worth it because it's there are a few games that can touch it in terms of just the way it looks. It is the most gorgeous looking fighter. Like even looking at like Street Fighter 5, I'm a bit like, yeah, okay, good, but it's hard to get excited about it. But when you see Guilty Gear moving, it's
I love Street Fighter 4 though.
Yes, I did as well, but it's just 5 doesn't really seem like the leap up in Guilty Gear to Accent Core Plus from 0 to Accent Core Plus is like massive. It's massive, even over like Blaze Blue. But
oh yeah, it does look great.
Street Fighter 5 is like, yeah, let's Street Fighter 4.
I think Ultra Street Fighter 4 just came out.
It does, with a lot of problems apparently.
Oh, yeah.
It is all over the shop. It's
What's
a
wrong with it?
bit of a disaster. Loads of bugs,
Christ.
lag.
Is it Master
basically
Chief
it is-
Collection problems?
I haven't
How's the
read
is the online not working?
I haven't read the full list of problems, but basically, if you're taking Street Fighter anyway seriously, especially if you're playing it competitively, it's just an absolute mess.
Did you hear about the Killer Instinct thing when that first came out on the Xbox One? I think there was a new Killer Instinct where, like, if you were doing online multiplayer, if your connection dropped, it just like changed your opponent to a computer, but it didn't tell you. So you could have situations where you both think that you won, but you didn't.
That's kind of weird.
Because like the connection would drop out, and
then it was just
and then you could have a different result.
That is weird. No, I didn't know that.
So you would like be talking like online or whatever after your match, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I beat you," and they'd be like, "What? But I beat you." Until you look back at the video, you wouldn't know. It's just weird. I don't know. You're always going to run into problems doing that kind of fighting with inputs.
I know, but like for something like Street Fighter 4, you know, there's almost no excuse for it to go out at that level of problems. Really, it's one on fire. You know, at the end of the day, what is there to screw up? Maybe
quite a lot.
Well, obviously quite a lot. But yeah, it's disappointing that something like a game of that caliber where those kinds of functions are so important.
At least they didn't unlock like Ryu behind a DLC payment.
Yeah.
like Mortal Kombat.
Anybody that wants to play as Ken and Dragon Punch has to pay another £3.50. Actually, that would be really fun. No Shoryuken for you. And every time you put the import, it just flashes up $1 amount. Mental note to Capcom. Put in that just as a joke for Ken players.
Did you see about? Did you guys see about the Splatoon amiibo thing?
So they all got robbed from a lorry,
yeah.
Which I shouldn't laugh, but it's funny.
It's quite comical. Yeah. I don't fancy being one of the people that pre-order them. And
I just find that it's go to a car boot sale and find like a big box full of them.
That's what you get.
That's what you get
for making amiibos so scarce. So it's inevitable that something like this was going to happen.
I think in terms of value per weight, it's currently more expensive than platinum.
Is that true?
No, I just made that up.
Rosalina, though.
But do a post about it on Rice Digital as if it's actually a genuine thing, and then for the lols, send it to Kotaku.
I've got quite a few amiibo myself.
And
my amiibo collection
has
grown since I last reported on the podcast.
Zero amiibos. I have been collecting little
I've got like 7, I think.
7 of them.
I've got 6 at the moment, and Ganondorf is on pre-order. So as soon as he rolls up, we're going to clean 7. I haven't really used them in a while, though.
It's getting dusty.
Yeah, so there was a thing. I saw a thing about a device which powers up your amiibos. You seen that? Power amiibo. Yeah, some kind of like you buy a thing.
One of these cheap discs.
Yeah, and you put your amiibo on it, and it puts the power over 9,000.
Oh, well, I guess the way it works at the moment, it's got like a chip in it, and you can there's a few games that you can save data to it. So I guess it just saves.
Yeah.
So you probably just get your
steal somebody's save and then put it onto you.
Yeah, it probably just like copies like a link that is level 50.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take that long to reach level 50 anyway.
Okay.
You just play with it.
Well, that's that. What's next on your list, Oscar?
On my list, I don't know. Natsuiro High School. There's a new trailer of that.
I haven't seen it. I saw the one that I saw where he's lying on his back taking pictures of a girl's skirt in the middle of the street.
Because I was thinking down
with that sort of thing.
Now that Kojima has left Konami,
is he going to start working on Natsu?
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be something? He's gone to D3 to make stealth based pantsuit games.
Well, we need a new Metal Gear.
Full cotton pantsuit.
I don't think we've done a
It did look
podcast
fun, though.
since.
It does
I
look.
did
It
look-
does, as much
It's
as I hate to say it, as a fan of Senran Kagura and Akiba's Trip and all those sorts of things, it does look quite funny in a.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity for like just like funny stuff to happen. that
Yes,
you can then
yeah.
talk about.
Whether
emergent
or not you want to
gameplay.
get into the morality behind it, I'm not entirely sure, but it does. It made me smile. I will admit
It's
to
like
that.
Wii Sports Resort gone wrong.
Wii Sports Resort Nights.
That'd be quite interesting.
So yeah, it's not long until it's out. I'm in Japan on the
What system is it on?
PS4 and PS3. Maybe I should go and buy a copy when I'm there, and then we can have a little play.
So is it regional?
No, it's PS4, so it'll be region free. I'll just have to find a game shop and then
Do it, that'd be fun.
bring a
can't
copy
wait.
back
I'm excited.
or play that. And yeah, why not? We would do some streams. That would be funny.
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
We've
okay.
got our streaming setup.
So I'm
nearly
going
complete.
to Japan like in 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going to have any time to do any shopping again, but I will endeavour to bring back.
It's good.
Yeah.
Anything else on your hit list? You used to import a lot of games. didn't you?
I mean, I haven't really imported like aggressively for years now.
What
really.
system were you importing? things on?
Dreamcast was like mine.
Dreamcast.
Was like the last one where I was like importing loads and loads of stuff. I think Dynamite Decker and Ikaruga and things like that were like my favourite imports. Aero dancers and like, or just loads and loads of stuff basically. There used to be an importer in Glasgow called CA Games, and I very much doubt that they're still around, but I used to buy a lot of stuff from there. Sin and Punishment on the 64, things like that.
Yeah, it always seems to get a bit expensive.
But I think that gap isn't really there anymore. You know, there was a time when if you wanted to play Sin and Punishment on the 64, for example, there was just no way that was ever going to come out over here. So you didn't have any choice other than you'd have to have the Japanese hardware and you need to get the game if you wanted to play stuff like that regularly. But yeah, there's that delay's not really there. There's not that much stuff from this in Japan now that I want to play. That Holly, I think something bad's happened. Gotta go and check that she's not dead. Maybe
Oh dear.
there's a door to a cage open again.
Oh my god.
Holly, you alright?
All the figures!
Oh, she's knocked all the moe off the shelves. No! Oh, Nanako. Is Nanako alright?
She's in hospital again,
Nanako's back in the hospital.
where she belongs.
Is Jack Frost alright? What about Makoto?
I was gonna have a quick look out the window.
She's
just to
put
make
all
sure.
of your figures in a box. So push them out the window.
Nothing fell out.
That's okay. It was just
So I can't remember what I was saying then. Sure.
You're talking about importing.
So important, yeah. So I think the only things that aren't out, for example, are things like Cadens, which I think you talked about briefly.
I played some of that. I'm not sure. if you talked about it.
And there's Cancall as well. There's things like Bullet Girls. That's
There's all these like visual novels.
Loads
Now,
of visual novels.
I'd love to play, but I mean, I can't read Japanese.
Well, this is it. And yeah, I mean, the difficulty with visual novels is like
pathetic. Look at the
localization cost is
That's
like,
insane.
is big. You know, you're talking about.
Yeah, you see
about
all these fan,
$100,000
you see all these
I would
fan
say.
projects for some things like Mother 3, which was
Yeah.
it has a complete fan translation, but some of the old Fire Emblem and everything, you know, they try their best to do fan translations, but usually falls through,
Yeah.
or it's really bad.
It
like
takes a really,
some of
really. It takes a
JoJo
long
Part
time.
4.
And it is a skill, you know, because there are elements which might not necessarily translate well, like jokes might not necessarily work in the same way, so you'd have to find something that's equally funny and works in the same situation but in a different way, and that's what takes skill, and that's what people like Exceed in particular are really, really good at that, and Nintendo obviously are amazing at it, especially when it comes to like the Mario RPGs and things like that. So it's not an easy thing to do, and it's quite costly. So
Ace
something like Steins Gate or like a visual novel of that similar size, you're talking about $100,000 US, probably a bit more than that, $110,000 say. That's not for a small publisher who would like publish like Nisa or Exceed or any of these people do this. It's you need to make sure that you can get that money back. So it's
you need the translators that are not just professional, but they understand this. They're willing to capture the spirit.
Yes, exactly. You can't just do it word for word, stick it on a disc, a cartridge, whatever.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of the translations these days are all right.
Yeah, I think people just take people take a bit more. Yeah, some of them are quite bad. Like, God, yeah, there's loads of really bad penetration dialogue in it. No, yeah, that's true. Although sometimes I don't really I didn't really mind it. It wasn't a deal breaker thing. I know a lot of people got quite upset about it, but I found it quite funny in places, and I'd rather have the game and be able to play it than not.
Have you heard about the fan translation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4?
I don't know. Specifically Part 4. No,
specifically Part 4. Apparently the fan translation was made by some Chinese students as part of part of their university education course.
Right.
And it's such a bad translation that apparently they failed.
No.
But it's the only complete translation of Part 4. Someone is currently working on a new one, which I haven't checked out. Going back to Sword Art Online, there's a new one just been announced. Well, probably not new for Japan, but Bandai Namco bringing over the new one.
Yes, there is. Yes,
I don't know anything about it.
It's based on the one that nobody likes.
Oh.
That's the problem with it, I think.
I don't. I'll confess, I don't know much about SAO.
So it's not based on the first world. It's based on the one where they've all got wings and they're fairies. Elfheim. So. I didn't really mind it so much, but there's a definite drop. So Sword Art Online, the first series was like here, really good, and then it goes down to here because it wasn't really very good.
Do you prefer Log Horizon?
And then we can talk about that in a minute. Yeah, I do to a certain extent. But then the third one, which for whatever reason the name escapes me now, gun-based one, is about here with Sinon in it. But it's mostly them in a cave, Sinon's bottom, and then very predictable storyline then ends. So Sword Art Online is yet to go back to the height of its first season, and which I would like to see. So it's hard for me to get excited about a game that's based on a season that I wasn't really a very big fan of.
But I guess you've got to get through that season to get to the next one.
Well, you do. I mean, when it's back on again, I will. I'll definitely watch it when there's.
Where's Digimon Cyber Sleuth?
Oh, Digimon Cyber Sleuth. That's the question on everybody's lips. Where is it?
If you get the new SAO game,
you should have next time you're at MCM. You should get yourself like one of the chairs that lifeguards.
Do it, isn't it?
Lifeguards.
March over there.
March over to Panamamco.
Topple the Zisteria.
Topple
loudspeaker.
Just stand over the chair with a little thing. Just endlessly ask them what it is.
Get the microphone from the Power Rangers hype man, who was there all day, every day, hyping the Power Rangers.
The red one's coming.
The red Ranger's back every 20 minutes.
Where are the other Rangers?
Speaking of
what happened to the other Rangers?
They had a pretty good stand this year, though. They had a bit of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, it's massive. They're really pushing
Zisteria was there, which I really like the look of, but it's impossible to play that game without going, oh, I wish it was on PS4. Yeah. It's because that's.
I think a lot of people felt the same way about Atelier Chili as well. It's getting to that point now.
Oh, okay.
Bandai Namco do have a pretty good lineup this year.
J-Stars.
A lot of sort of shonen.
Not shonen stuff.
Shonen stuff.
I played a little bit of J-Star. It's good fun. It's not the most sophisticated. I think it's almost like a bit like Gundam versus Extreme, but on the ground.
Yeah. It's just meant to be like a fun sort of crossover thing.
I think the roster could have been a bit more fleshed out. I think it's a bit lacking in the lady front.
Looking it over, it doesn't look like much, but then you think, oh, it's like 50 something.
But exactly. So it's
more than.
It would be like churlish to be really like cross about it.
Yeah, it is more than Ultimate Jump. Is that the most recent one? The DS one, Ultimate Jump stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like 2D sprites as well, so obviously it's easier to cram stuff in there.
But I think it's fundamentally it's a lot of fun. It's not the most complicated thing in the world, but it's good fun to play. So
it's a decent mix of sort of older stuff, like from like Dr. Slump and newer stuff like Assassination Classroom. Where's Jotaro Kujo?
Of course, which is immediately everybody's first question when they look at the roster.
Well, he's the most popular JoJo.
Did you not ask the producer when you met him where he was?
No. I wanted to.
Because you asked that
You're
question
humble.
maybe twice a day in the office.
Yeah. Out loud.
Out
No one in
loud,
particular.
little tear rolling down your face, and then. But the fact is, you were there with.
I did
with
ask
Mr.
Edwin.
You were there with Mr. J Stars, and you could have posed that question. Did you go to ask him and then choke on the question at the last minute and go?
It seems that there's pretty much not going to be any DLC.
So you
Rom-com.
couldn't get it.
It does seem like a
And
game
they
ripe
just gently
for.
patted you on the head.
It does seem like a game ripe for DLC, but none of it's coming. Is it not going to be any DLC?
No DLC at all. That's interesting.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe but at the same time, if you do the DLC, then people go, "Oh, why did you not just put it all on the disc in the first place? Is get that argument. So why not just get it all out in one go? Then do an Arc System Works style update in about.
Then you can have characters from new stuff that's not even out yet though. How about that?
I think that's okay.
You can have the guy from Devil Man or whatever the new one is. I was reading something.
Why not? I think it's a bit weird. Though. I think you need to have a bit of love for the characters, don't you? Which is why something like PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale is such a colossal mess because nobody really cares. Nobody really cares.
It's a pretty bleak game. It's kind of depressing.
It is depressing.
It's very
you got
by
You're
the
going to bring out
numbers.
Sackboy again, aren't you?
I'm gonna bring out how much I hate Sackboy. But also Mr. Uncharted.
We need to get a
Mr.
session going. We
Grizzly
need to get
Face,
an all-star
Kratos,
session.
all these people. Nobody cares about them. Parappa the Rapper's the only one that anybody cares about.
Jess and Daxter.
Oh, well, do they
Ratchet
care?
and Clank.
Nobody cares about
Sly
Clank
Raccoon.
or Daxter. Although Daxter did have a surprisingly good PSP.
It's on sale at the moment on PSN. I picked
Check
up.
it out. It's not a bad platform, is it?
Jack and Daxter Lost Frontier is also on sale.
But no, you need to
All
have
the
a certain.
hits.
You need to have a certain amount of heritage for a game like that to work, which is why something like I think J-Stars does work because there's a lot of love for those characters basically. Whereas you can't force, which is why I don't really like Sackboy because he's a forced mascot, isn't he? So they've made him. He's fresh out of the box, and already they're going, yeah, this is like a thing. This is like a mascot.
You can make him whatever you want.
Yeah,
put sunglasses on him. Do a frown.
Yeah, exactly. Then it fails to be a mascot. Then it's not like it needs to
no
have.
Yoshi.
If Sackboy started from nothing, worked his way up, earned people's favour, people were like, oh, I really dig Sackboy. He's great. And after 10 years' time, then he can go into a game like that. But you can't just go, here he is in the game. Get in the frigging game, Sackboy. Start fighting.
Sackboy get in the game. I think it was you that tweeted you were playing The Order.
Yeah.
And that's Sackboy's in it, and you just quoted immersion destroyed or something like that.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
He's just holding it all floppy in his hand and just looking
You
at
can
it.
do that, can't you? Rotate his hand.
Exactly. So
Stick it
so
on the-
down with
like
that
how
sort of
bland
thing.
this character
Down with it all. So J-Stars, yes, because it's got the heritage. Smash Brothers, yes.
Did you play any of
It's
the
got
other
my
Bandai Namco stuff?
I played a little bit of Xenoverse, but not very much. And I played
I did,
Justiria,
yeah.
which is really good.
I did previews of most of them.
And they had something else. Oh, Naruto! I didn't play it, but Naruto looked really nice.
Oh yeah, they've really gone.
Yeah,
to
it
town.
did look.
Yeah, there's a
like
bunch
a-
of Bandai
like
Namco
a-
stuff which has really interesting they call it toon shading. I think it's basically cell shading.
But it looked
I
like
don't know if there's a difference.
Naruto looked really rich, visually really rich, and really really busy. Like they've gone overboard with particle effects and stuff like that. And it.
Yeah, they put a lot of
I
attention
can't vouch for how it plays
into-
because I didn't play it. But when I was watching other people playing it, this looks amazing in somebody's ear.
There's a lot of attention to detail in it. There's,
it is.
the flame effects,
Yeah.
they set on fire properly, and then if they go into water, they go off. In my interview with the guy, he said that was the main thing they were focusing on with the PS4 version.
It's just effects.
Was how to make it real,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. But I thought it looked.
Yeah,
amazing.
J-Stars
It
looks
was
pretty good
really,
as well.
really- Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
J-Stars looks kind of weird, but also nice at the same time because it's got its own sort of graphical style, which everything is kind of like,
Yes.
but it's not quite the style of the things it's from.
No,
But it's kind of a unique style that ties
I
it
think it's
together.
important because it has to tie up all of those different. Because the artwork in all those
Yeah.
mangas is
Goku
slightly
doesn't
different.
look like he looks in Xenoverse.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But I think you have to have that middle ground
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
game because you're trying to tie in loads of things that actually look quite different from each other and try and unify them. So in that respect, I think it does really really well. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for it. I think it's I thought it was a nice. It played very very nicely. It's a lot of fun. It's not that sophisticated, but it is a lot of fun. I can see myself enjoying it quite a lot at home. So
I think the depth in it comes from how you sort of match up your
yes,
type
with your
of
parents and
skills
stuff.
against
Yeah.
with your support character and your second character. So I think the interplay between them is where the depth comes from, while keeping the characters quite simple. At least that's what I found.
Good.
One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 was pretty good.
I didn't see it. Did they have it there on the stand? I didn't see it.
I think I saw it. I think
So
I did.
correct me if I'm wrong, is this
sure.
One Piece in a
Warriors.
Warriors style?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the third one. So
Is it made by Warriors Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it made it.
So that means that would explain.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I think they're onto something with like the graphical style mixed with the Warriors stuff, because the Warriors games never look that great, even though they're looking okay. I keep looking at you.
So I'll hold it back.
I mean, they're looking okay.
No, I know you mean. They've never looked that great to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that
They've definitely improved for like 8 Empires on PS4.
But I think the first time that I ever really wanted to go back and play that style of game was because of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
How did you feel about Hyrule Warriors?
It was okay. My favourite thing about it was the progression. It was really
My favourite thing
simplified.
about it is Tingle.
Tingle is
Silver
pretty
Vine.
OP.
No, it's just the way you progress your characters was really simplified compared to the other Warriors games.
Yeah, it's
Especially
very,
maybe because they only had
very
like
smooth.
12 characters or something like that.
Oh, there's
Really
more
low.
now.
Is there?
Well, you got Tingle, you got Young Link, you got Midna when she's a princess. Well, she's a princess before, but when she's in her normal form.
Nice, thanks for the spoilers. I was
Twilight Princess.
I was just at the end of Twilight Princess. I was going to finish it off tonight. And thanks.
Well, that's good because it happens midway through Twilight Princess, so that's fine.
So in case you missed that spoiler, Midna is actually a princess.
Actually, a pretty lady.
She's a pretty lady.
Quite tall.
What do you know? Quite tall. Yeah.
Prefer her in form.
I prefer when she's in the back of the wolf. Back on the wolf, Midna. So there we go. Well, that's great. So should we end on a spoiler? Should we end with you crushing my Amy's entertainment to smithereens?
Yeah. No, good.
What are you playing at the moment? Are you actually playing Twilight Princess?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I finished Twilight Princess years ago.
Still waiting for 2016 Zelda.
Yeah, I'm
Previously
very
known
excited.
as 2015 Zelda.
I'm not surprised, and to be honest with you, that's all right with me.
NX launch game.
You know that Zelda game is going to be amazing.
They're doing a classic end of.
It's going to be
Just hold it back. Just do it as a launch game.
Oh, you know what? What for the
Every
hold
Nintendo
back
console,
Zelda.
every Nintendo console should launch with a Zelda. I fixed it. Fixed the business. I did it.
Exactly. Oh, you know that game is going to be so amazing. There is no way in the world that game is going to be bad. No way. It will be phenomenally good. It hasn't really been it hasn't been overhyped because they haven't shown anything really. So the hype is all in the minds of people like me.
Yeah.
But you like.
Did you play Link Between Worlds?
No, I didn't actually.
Now that was good. That was probably one of the best Zeldas
they're
in
always,
years.
and I probably got the sort of fairly unpopular opinion where I think that Twilight Princess is arguably my favourite.
There's a lot I like about it. There's a lot I like about it, but I also think it didn't really live up to as good as it could have been in places.
I thought it was.
It all comes together in the prison dungeon. But besides that, not so much. Because you got a lot of stuff like the spinner, which is quite an interesting addition.
Yeah, I thought it was quite.
But it's not really used much outside of that dungeon, and I think.
And the battle with a spinner is great when you've got the big bone thing. Is
but you get those.
But the good thing is some of that stuff doesn't really. I mean, there are places where you go back and use it on more skill and get heart pieces and stuff like that, and that's all right. I thought there wasn't really. It did nothing in that game outstayed its welcome. Everything had its place, and it didn't elaborate on some of the elements as much as maybe it should have done. But to rock it through that game from A to B.
I quite like Skyward Sword.
No, I didn't play. I'd gone past Wii at that point.
When Skyward Sword came out, there was a lot of love for it, and then like everyone sobered up like 2 weeks afterwards, and they were like, "Actually, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if this is any good." I think lacking in a proper overworld is damaging. Zelda needs that proper overworld. I think.
Yeah.
For it to feel right. But still, no. Regardless, no. A Zelda-y game in a Skyrim-y kind of detailed world is
also not detailed at all. There's the same corridor.
Dungeon over and over again.
God, where's the love? If that game's going to be amazing, there's no way. There's no choice about that.
Is there
I will strangle any
is
man
there
with
an
my bare hands
anime-based Skyrim mod yet that replaces all the graphics with anime.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? I'm sorry, that would be the best. That would be the best thing.
I hope it exists. So
just like,
what
just
you
a Moe mod for Skyrim. I'd replay it. I would basically replay it.
What are you playing at the moment?
So
You're not playing Times
no, I'm not. The thing is, I'm waiting for Steins Gate, which sounds bizarre because we're obviously selling it, but I'm really looking forward to it. So I don't really want to play anything that's too expensive.
Yeah, I've not started up Danganronpa 2 yet.
So no,
Here I am
so
playing Virtue's Last Reward.
because I want to play
Monster.
Tokyo Twilight Ghost on some of my list, but I'm not going to
play
start
it
it because I won't finish it. So Tokyo Kiwami, I'm gonna restart that.
Yeah, I got that.
So
I've not
because we were going to be Kiwami Bros, but Harrison has spilt coffee on his Vita, so we can no longer.
He's got the PSTV though.
But I've played you so much, you must be thirsty.
So-
Here you go,
so I
Vita.
think
Oh
here you go,
no, you're not
Vita.
turning on.
So I think I'll level up some before or not level up, but like
close to
armor
Endgame,
up.
Level up some.
Are you close to endgame?
Yeah.
That's that then.
Pretty hardcore.
Was that mainly what you're playing at the moment, Harrison?
No, not since the
Still
accident.
living in?
Dragon's Crown I'm playing at the moment.
Oh,
Oh,
good
yeah.
choice.
Yeah,
really
tried
good,
a bit
really
of it.
good.
Having a Dragon's Crown party on Saturday.
How does now the problem with that is if you play it through the PlayStation TV, right? So how do you access the hidden gold in the stages?
So I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 controller.
Right.
With sort of trackpad on the top.
Okay, so you
So
can
I kind of just go like up and down and up and
I think
down.
there's also
while
a
I'm
cursor
walking
you
across,
can-
and
Yeah,
the cursor
okay.
kind of goes like this.
I
It
think-
does everything.
Yeah, the right stick, I think you can do like.
Oh, you can do sweep. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they did it on the PS3.
I really like Dragon's Crown.
Top.
It's weird. It got all that criticism about it being sexy, and I think when you go back and play it now, it seems a little bit weird because it's not really sexy. It's just grotesque.
Like everything is
It's-
like kind of grotesquely exaggerated. Like you've got
It is.
the guy with the chest, and he's got like a 12-pack, just like really.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking
It
up
is that
taking up
kind of
like 2/3 of the screen with his massive chest.
yeah.
It's kind of like just
So I
hugely exaggerated sort of Western Dungeons and Dragons style.
Yes.
It's fine.
and I think it's being in keeping with that style. I think it's okay. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's,
I can see what they
it's not-
mean, but I think
yes,
it
but it's
fits
not
into the
setting out.
context.
It's not
of
setting
the-
out to be. Not specifically setting out to be that misogynistic. It's a homage to an art style.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
alright.
that was really brought to light
No.
when the whole controversy. Similar to the Assassin's Creed Unity not having.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought there were 4 different characters in Assassin's Creed Unity that you would go about, but it's all just the main character.
So yeah, it's one of those. So yeah, I'm glad you're playing it because it's a game that I'm very fond of. Now the other thing I want to play is Arc System Works' Robo thing, Damascus Gear,
Yeah. That's what
which for whatever reason I thought it was like a sort of turn-based front mission style thing because that was just what I had in my head. I didn't actually realise that it's like an arcade style shooter, but you can swap out the components, which is like the best news for me ever. It's like $7.99. It's a new Arc System Works style robot.
They've been putting out a lot of small games lately.
But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Magical Beat is really, really good. It's really hard, but in a kind of
It's a
patting
nice
your head
small
and
little thing.
rubbing your belly kind of way. So yeah, I think that's probably what I'll pick up as well.
Fantasy Hero wasn't too great though.
I've not seen it. I've not
That's the one where they had like the
investigated.
sort of the Mexican wrestler guy.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's not so good. They've got X-Blaze. X-Blaze will be coming out fairly shortly, in about 6 or 7 weeks, I think.
So is this the first X-Blaze, but we're only getting
Yes, we're only just getting it now.
There's a second one on its
yeah.
way? Or
so it's
is
the
it
first one,
just-
Code Embryo.
Yes, Good Emperor is the first one, and then the
Is
other
that just
one
a Blaze
is-
Blue visual novel, basically?
Yes, but it's not really. It's tentatively set in the same Blaze Blue universe, but like thousands of years prior. So it feels like it's set in not entirely dissimilar times from now. It is. So there are some similarities. There's some very passing similarities. So the magic is kind of called the same thing, and the emblems that you see for the different characters in Blaze Blue characters also have their own emblems in this. There are nods to Blaze Blue in it, but it's not really. You don't really need anything but Blaze Blue to enjoy it.
I'm into checking
so,
that out. I like a good visual novel.
I do more. I think more and more visual novels are starting to be happening.
Yeah, well,
So-
Danganronpa, what was the numbers on that they said?
Apparently 200,000 copies worldwide, which
Pretty good.
is pretty good.
Pretty good for a
that's
VN.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, more of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Danganronpa, of course, is fantastic.
Yeah, but remember, we need more rompers, less Dan.
Do you know, has there been any word on a Danganronpa 3? A true third?
Not that I've heard.
Because another episode's just set between 1 and 2, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's not like a proper. I don't know the answer. Well,
Well,
should we end on a spoiler? Nanako dies, or
Tidus isn't real. What else we got?
anyway.
it's real in my heart. So, to get spoilers.
I don't. That would be pretty rough to give a Steins Gate spoiler at the end of the
It was
podcast.
all in Daru's mind.
And it was all a Daru dream.
At the end, it just pans out and Daru's just playing it on his computer.
He's just playing.
It says the end. Question mark.
Question mark. And he turns the camera and winks. So there we go. That's that.
Probably going to cut that spoiler out.
Cool. We done?
Yeah, why not?
Let's hope someone doesn't hijack the Steins Gate truck.
いわゆる普通の